Hey, what's going on, guys? Before we get into this market recap, I quickly wanted to recommend a book to all of you that I am about 3/4 of the way done now. It's called Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. You guys have to check this out. It is great for your mental aspect of trading, and it'll really help you learn more about yourself as a trader. So check it out. I'll leave the link down in the bio. Um, Feel free. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the market recap. I want to get right into this because I just made a video and my mic wasn't on, so I just wasted 9 minutes of talking to have nothing come out of it. So I'm hyped about that. Little bit of a recap. Last week you had that short week. It was July 4th, Independence Day weekend. Let's fucking go. I hope you guys all enjoyed the holiday. I did. I spent the time on the golf course and then drinking beers with the buddies around the pool, just hanging out, keeping myself ready to kill the markets this week. You guys know how it goes. Anyway, over the weekend, last weekend, gapping up into Monday, we had that G20 meeting. Probably the biggest headline coming out of that was between Trump and, the whole China deal with the trade war is that what they basically mentioned, I'm not going to say agreed upon, but they spoke about the fact that nothing right now is going to increase. Like the tariffs that are still implemented are going to stay implemented, but no new tariffs, or those tariffs are not going to be raised um while like this time during this time, because they're using that as a platform to come to an agreement on a deal. Now, that gave the markets more hope, and that's what fueled this gap up into Monday, which was a very sizable gap. We closed at about 293.56 and opened near uh was that 296.66, almost 3 points on the SPY overnight, over the weekend, I should say. And that fueled a little bit of confidence in myself, saying, okay, this news is going to be taken very positively, given the fact that, there is obviously a more optimistic approach about this whole trade war now. I was, saying to myself in my head, this is probably going to last. If we are going to get a nice trend, it's probably going to last this whole week, given the fact that it's a short week. There's going to be less volume, which means it's easy for one side to usually dominate the trend, and that seemed to be the case. Now I want to go over Monday because Monday was an interesting day, and if you guys remember, I had a fucking tornado come through Sunday and literally had no power all day Monday. I had to send my game plan over to my boy Al, who I was lucky enough he stepped out and sent that into the group chat, going over the game plan and the watch list for the week, because I was just out. I had no power, no phone. I couldn't charge my phone. I was just I was in my own desert island. um, all good though. I was actually watching towards the close. I noticed that we had a very trending day, given the fact of the gap up. We got stuffed by our top Bollinger Band here on the 30-minute chart, and it was just filling the gap from there. I was expecting a lot of the big guys to be taking profits at the open, given the fact that the size of that gap was pretty incredible, where you'd have to almost be a pig or greedy as fuck to not be selling into that strength. We opened up over 1%. A lot of that buying that came in on Friday into the close and even all throughout the after hours market, I was assuming all those guys who were holding over the weekend were going to be selling. So I was just expecting somewhat of a, not necessarily this much of a trend day. I was expecting more to fill a gap closer to it, at least fill partially of the gap. And we ended up doing that, bottoming out near our 294.37 support line. If we go to our daily chart, um, it was a pretty impactful line. Previous highs, and these two candles here ended up being a close and then a high of the day. And if we look here on Monday, it was actually our low of the day, which was right around our consolidation period. And this, I took a trade here. I called up my broker. Now, I didn't have connection through my phone. I went over to my friend's house and was just viewing the markets on his laptop and doing my thing. I actually called up my broker. I called up TD and placed a trade. I bought about 30 shares of the SPY. I went long and sold into Tuesday's session. Nothing crazy. I made about $40, but that's enough for me where I'm comfortable to sit there and say this is, right where I want to be. A winning trade like that pads the week and makes it a beneficial trade for myself. Obviously, those gains compound greatly over the long-term time frame. So we ended up, just trending for the rest of the week and holding that 13 EMA again. And, really just continuing that uptrend. We set a new all-time high on, what is that, Wednesday's session. We were closed Thursday, so yeah, this is going to be Friday's session. Volume was a little bit lower. We had heavy volume on Monday. That was that gap up day. But what was directing my attention to the watch list this week and how I created my game plan was that like I said, I figured that catalyst from over the weekend was going to provide the markets and investors with all the confidence they needed, at least for that week, to say, okay, we're going to have a little bit of optimism. This trade war is, maybe coming to an end. They're, close to an agreement. I feel like we've been saying that for months, but obviously when you get, that reconfirmation that they were continuing to speak, and it seemed like a positive meeting, at least how our media delivered that message to us, was, enough for me to say, okay, I want to focus on the strongest trending stocks this week. That's a bit of a tongue twister, but I went through my scanner and I was looking for the strongest trending stocks, and what I came away with was Visa and McDonald's trading under the ticker V and MCD. Now, if we go to both of these, they're both very similar to each other, breaking out of consolidations to the upside and holding our 13 EMA, 13 EMA, which is our short-term trend confirmation. You see a little consolidated period here, broke out to the upside, pulled back, held our 13 EMA, broke out again in this little consolidation here, broke out, and then pulled back again to test our 13 EMA. So I wanted to take a long position on Visa for a possible swing, and that paid out dividends in the nice investment account on my Robinhood portfolio. I wasn't trading these on the trader account. I was just letting that do its thing. I wasn't too active this week in terms of my trading account, just mainly that trade on the SPY. I think I scalped a few trades too. I don't even remember. But that was a big trade on Visa, nice trending stock. All of these, same setup here with McDonald's. Consolidation, breakout, pullback, test our 13 EMA. Consolidation, continues to hold this 13 EMA and continues that trend up, running from about 190, 200 to highs of 213. So, I just made a post on my Instagram account covering McDonald's. This is a solid investment. It's a solid uptrend. And, we could remain long in this position until otherwise noted, until maybe that 13 EMA breaks or we get overextended here on the upside. We're starting to, pop out of that top Bollinger Band. I want to see some sort of pullback, another consolidation period like we had here, which would be healthy for the stock to continue up, level out that MACD a little bit, and prepare for another run. So what also happened this week, which there were two major catalysts. That G20 meeting over the weekend, and then we had our jobs report on Friday, which came in at 224,000 versus 160,000 expected. Great sign for unemployment numbers. I think they rose to 3.7% versus 3.6% expected or something like that. So it was a nice confirmation that the economy and the job market is still growing. A lot of people were looking for those rate cuts given the fact that the last report was a little bit weak and showing signs of slowing. But that report on Friday sort of just proved the case that we're still growing. A big beat in that jobs market. So that was a little bit of confidence on Friday's session, and it was a pretty, lackadaisical week. But again, we were just trending. When you are in a trending market, I exploited that before the week even started. I said, listen, guys, this is what we need to be doing, and until something proves different, stick to what works, and that's what worked. That provided us with great gains. I know a few of you guys were trading Visa and McDonald's both, and it provided great gains over the week. So that's going to wrap up this week recap. I'm going to have another video coming out today going over our game plan and watch list for this upcoming week. So 2 videos one day. I wanted to get this recap out because I felt like there was a lot of stuff that was going on in a short time frame, so I wanted to sort of give a visual and go over, my mindset behind that week and how I attacked it myself. So I'll see you guys for that next video, and we'll take it from there. Thanks for watching.